All right, everyone. Looks like we are live. Welcome back to the stream. Day 54 of Vibe Coding an App until I make $1 million. Current revenue is $965. So up a little bit from yesterday. But guys, as you guys know, we are continuing to move forward in this journey. Yesterday, we went for 10 hours. We had a 10-hour stream yesterday, which is actually our longest stream to date in this series. But today we're going to continue working on ViewCreator and the massive refactoring that we're doing today to essentially be able to create a more manageable and scalable project. So as you guys know, we are now implementing the ability to create UGC campaigns for the platform. And we are going to embed this into ViewCreator. So let me get a couple things on my end set up for the stream, and then we're going to get started. But if you guys are just tuning in, make sure that you like and subscribe. It's going to be a good one today. I'm going to be going for about probably about 3 or 4 hours today. It's Sunday. Going to spend some time with my family later on today. But going to be a great day, guys. So wherever you're at, let's make it a good one, all right? All right, give me a couple seconds on my end, and we'll get this going. Hold on, guys. All right, welcome. Give me 1 second. I gotta do some stuff on my end to get the stream set up. Then I'll check chat. But if you guys are tuning in, I can't see chat yet, but I'll check in a second. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, we're good. All right, let me pull up chat, send a quick message in the Discord, and then we'll get started. Here we go. All right, chat. How's it going? Builder, let's go. Sinazer, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. BFR Gaming, what's up? Imperium said, hello, I am here. Hope everything is going good. Absolutely, Imperium. Had a great start to my morning. Hope you did as well. GoZoop, how's it going? Welcome back. Brother Codes, welcome back. He said, another day, another dollar. That's what I'm talking about, Brother Codes. Let's go. Builder said, is Droid worth it? What plan are you on? I actually am not using Droid. I'm currently using Cursor, and we're going to be using Cursor today as well. BFR said the video you posted earlier was good, by the way. Thanks, BFR. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure that you like the stream. It actually helps a lot. But I'm going to drop the link to the stream inside the Discord so that everybody knows that we're live. All right. All right, let's get it. All right. Now let me update something over on Twitch as well, because actually yesterday, this is just like something random, but essentially yesterday, we had our best stream ever on Twitch. It got 73 views, which is up from like an average 20. So looks like we're getting some traction over on Twitch as well. Yusuf, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Fooled by Primes, welcome back. Let's go. Diobek AI, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Diaz, welcome back. Jose said, well, perfect timing. Just got back from church. Let's go, Jose. We're about to grind. So guys, so something cool that we kind of learned yesterday while we were doing this refactor is that there's a new mode inside of Cursor, and we're actually going to be using it today. But essentially, Cursor has this new, so as you guys know, like this has been the look of Cursor to date. But with this update that they did just recently, they essentially now have this new like window pane. So as you guys see here, like this is what Cursor used to be, right? But if you click here, it's called the agent window. You guys can see this button here. It's called Focus Agent Window is this button here. And if you click that, it's gonna pop up this. And what this is now essentially the agent builder focus. And it has a couple different features that are great. Imperium said, see my DM in Discord. It's about referral program for ViewCreator. It's easy to set up. Okay, let me check it out, Imperium. I'm checking it out now. All right. I'll check that out after the stream, Imperium. Thank you. Yep, welcome back to the stream, Unknown Haynes. Let's go. We're going to keep on going, guys. You guys know, if you guys saw the video from earlier today, you know, it's like, this has been, you know, a vision of mine for years now. And you guys are now getting to kind of see it play out. And, you know, if you guys will have to let me know what you guys thought of the video this morning. But, you know, as you guys can see, it's like, hey, you know, this has been on my mind for many years now to be able to do this. And I think that video, if you didn't watch it, it's now pinned to the top of my channel, and you can watch it. But I think it gives you guys kind of a good understanding of why I'm doing this and kind of the origin story of why I started doing this in the first place. And, you know, it all started in my college dorm room just with an idea and a passion and a drive. So it's pretty cool to be here now. I think this is going to fail because my computer did get shut down. But guys, I had the most annoying thing. One of the fire alarms in my house is like low on battery. So yesterday, last night, essentially, I had the fire alarms at like 2 a.m. were going off. And then I had to kind of figure out, hey, like, what's going on? Like, why are all the fire alarms going off, and fix what was going on. I did get it fixed, but I lost about like maybe like an hour and a half of sleep just because I had to kind of like flip the circuit breakers and stuff. It was kind of annoying, but it's all good. Nothing's going to stop us, but I am running a little bit on less sleep. But as you guys know, we're going to continue with the refactor. So we now have, I want you guys to understand this, you know, just so that you guys are up to date with essentially the mission and where we're at in the project. So let me run a command real quick in the terminal. I need to pull up one of these real quick. Let's see here. All right. 1 second, guys. I'm going to launch this, that this will be fixed. So let's now go back to Terminal 4 here. But this is the new looking cursor, and I'm going to use this today and really, you know, try it out. Thank you, Yusuf, for the super chat. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the super chat. He said, greetings from Azerbaijan and Hungary. Keep going. Thank you, Yusuf. Much appreciated. Thank you. GoZoop asked, how do you get the browser there? I can't see in my cursor. Yeah, so GoZoop, I just kind of, you know, did a short explanation for those of you just joining us. Astonic, what's good? How's it going? Welcome back to the stream. So Cursor now has what's called an agent window. And in this agent window, it's right here. So you can click Focus Agent Window up there, and then it's going to pop up this new agent window. And this is actually new. And then in order to open the browser, it's this browser option. So you can toggle the browser. And then you can also launch your terminals here so that essentially, you know, you can just focus on, you know, vibe coding and not even have to look at the code. I guess Cursor knows, you know, the direction that things are headed. And they're like, hey, people aren't even going to have to look at the code here. So let's take a look at this now. As you guys know, let's start talking a little bit about, the question that I do have is, can I open multiple of these browsers? Like, can I launch another, does anybody know? Oh, hold up. Sorry, I was getting a call. Hold on. Hold on, sorry guys. All right. Yeah, no. This is pretty cool. Does anybody know if we can launch a second browser? Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT here if we can launch a second one of these browsers. In the Cursor agent window, how can I launch multiple browsers? Or am I only able to launch one? GoZoop, you may need to update your Cursor. You may be on an outdated version. Because this is new, so. New meaning like just like recently, like the past couple weeks. Also, if you guys are tuning in and you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We got to keep it going. The community is growing really, really fast. So I'm actually going to pin the Discord. We now have hundreds of people in the Discord. And the Discord is actually very, very active. Like, people are very engaged. So I really appreciate you guys for being engaged in the Discord, because that's what makes a community a community. So I'm going to pin this to chat here so that you guys all have it. Let me drop this in. But if you haven't already joined the Discord, make sure you do so. We're going to be going for about 3 to 4 hours today. So if you guys have stuff to work on, or you just tuned in to vibe with us, hope the day's going well. All right, so it says you can open more than one in the agent panel. Click the plus tab next to the browser to add in another. If you want them side by side, use the panel's split icon. What's this here? Search toggle console, browser menu, hard refresh, open Chrome DevTools, copy URL, restart browser. So, I mean, we click this, right? But then it opens up, this. So I don't know why when I click plus, it kind of launches, additional. Does anybody know how to do this, how to launch a second browser? When I click the plus next to the browser, it opens up this window. Why is it doing that? How do I launch two browsers, search the internet, and actually find the directions to this? All right. So this is kind of a game changer. Tai2 said, just saw your newest videos. Don't deceive yourself. We support you from France. Thank you, Tai2. Yeah, we're, you guys, I think that you guys are starting to kind of see what's going on here behind the scenes. It's like, hey, I am all in on this mission, and you guys, I want, to be able to show you guys essentially, why we're doing this. And I think that it's helpful to share videos where that vision, where all this is coming from, So let me know what you guys thought of the video in chat. So it says use simple browser, Command Shift P, then run simple browser show. So do it again to open a second browser. So apparently I can enter this. Can I do Control T? No. Maybe you can only do one. Yeah, not sure here. Because I would like to be able to launch multiple instances here, but I guess we can't, unless somebody lets me know. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do today actually is we actually want to go in here, and we're going to use just the normal cursor window. Because what we're going to do is we're going to drop in all of the files. We're going to use GPT-5 High Fast here. And as you guys know, we're now doing a refactoring where we essentially have to drop in these pages here, which are the pages from the new Creator UI. These files here are files from the Creator UI, which are currently, some of them are not functional and not hooked up to the respective functionality that needs to be hooked up. Also, they are not styled respectively. Please note that we are refactoring the code to ViewCreator Creator UI from the ViewCreator UI dashboard. Please review the files below. All right, so please review the files below, and then now we're going to go down to the ViewCreator UI here. And in here, you guys can see it's like, hey, the reason we're doing this refactor is because the project is so big at this point that before it gets even bigger, we're gonna have to do something about it. So let's not do that. Let's do this here. So boom, 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 and boom. Create a YouTube tools refactor.md file that is a plan of how we are going to update the files in the @ViewCreator Creator UI based on the styling and logic seen in the ViewCreator UI. Oops. ViewCreator UI. It's Whisper, yeah. VenomX, how's it going? I have not added the Codex Cursor IDE plugin yet. I saw that came out recently. I haven't checked it out. Should I do it? I don't know what it's for. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're going to be going for about 3 or 4 hours today, so we're just getting started. We're only like 15 minutes into the stream, so we got plenty of time. All right, so based on the styling logic seen in ViewCreator, we have already done the refactor for the YouTube thumbnail generator. So now review the files and create the YouTube tools refactor plan, where we will update the ViewCreator UI, ViewCreator creator UI. So we're doing this refactor. So now we're actually just going to use the agent here because we're going to create this README. Linux, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream, man. Yesterday was a battle, as you guys know. We did a 10-hour stream yesterday, and it just goes to show, it's like, hey, what we're doing here is we're gonna prove the fact that consistency is the key, in that it doesn't matter how many times you fail, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with, it doesn't matter what obstacles you face. Because with consistency and with effort, you're going to be able to break down every single barrier. And this series is going to prove that. We're 54 days in. We have $965 in revenue. We're basically bootstrapping this startup. And guys, this is going to succeed. And I think what you saw from my video this morning on my vision is that, I've been thinking about doing this for a long time now. And I'm now living out my vision. And, part of that vision and part of this process and this mission is that, you guys know, it's like, hey, it's not my goal to become a content creator. It's not my goal to essentially entertain people. My goal is to actually focus on this mission and to build in public and to inspire others and to lead other people. And that's what it's always been about for me. And I think, one thing that's very, very important is that, the mission is greater than anything. So it's like, hey, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my mission. Right? So my life has to align with the mission. The way that I live has to align with the mission. Everything is now about this mission that we're on. It's not about me, it's about the mission. And, I just want to remind everybody that it's not about me, it's about the mission. And I'm just the person that's leading the mission. But guys, just remember that, it is all about the mission, and that's what it's going to tie back to every time. So I hope that video was, insightful for you guys, as I know that we've been doing this now for 54 days, so I thought it was time to share that. Yeah, go Zoop, 100%. Go Zoop, well, technically, we have over 400 active users, so, we do have over 400 active users that are using the product. So, we are live. For those of you that are wondering, it's like, hey, we made it free to sign up so that people could try it out and actually, get on and start using the platform. But guys, and I'll make another video about this in the future, but you always have to be thinking several steps ahead in whatever you're doing in life. So right now, I would say that I am multiple steps ahead in this plan and with what we're doing. So I think that you guys are just gonna have to trust me and trust the vision that I have and the work that I'm putting in, and know that there's things that go on behind the scenes that you guys aren't necessarily seeing that will play out, and you guys will kind of make more sense of this as it goes on. So for right now, I can't give you an exact deadline of when we're really going to be focusing on marketing. But the thing is I go Zoop, I don't know if you missed the stream yesterday or not, but remember that, we are now, wait, hold on, let's see here. Refactor title pages to match, okay. But so what we're doing now, Unknown said, are you not going to use the terminals anymore? So today I'm going to use Cursor, Unknown. Today we're going to use Cursor because basically Cursor did up their game with this, essentially this agent. What is it called? It's the agent window. And I actually really like this. And over here, it essentially is similar to essentially what we were doing with the terminals. It's just that it's now much more manageable. So this here is in that window, but now you can just click New Agent, and you can toggle these agents to be able to do your bidding for you. So very, very impressed by what Cursor came up with. I don't know if you guys have used this or not, but I'm very, very impressed, and I really like it. So I'm going to be using this for most of today. All right. So we have 400 active creators on the site. Let's do sign in, make sure this looks good. All right. All right, so we're gonna go here. Review this page in the browser. And note that we need to update the pricing so that we also, clarify the differences between sponsor pricing versus creator pricing. So there's a certain pricing set for creators, and then there's another pricing set for sponsors. So review this logic and create a plan for how to update the pricing page. Also, I no longer want to offer the enterprise option for creators. Thanks, Unknown. Yeah, Unknown said it's really good. Been using it for a while now since its release, and it's pretty useful. Unknown said, did you try that agent ensemble feature or no? Because I don't know what it does. Which agent ensemble feature? In ViewCreator or in Cursor? So you guys can see now, essentially, this new cursor flow. It has your history here of the agents that you've run, and then it has your in progress, and then it has awaiting review, and then also I have an other window here that's set up, and this one is doing essentially the refactor for our YouTube tools. So let's pull up a browser here just in Chrome. Let me pull up a Chrome tab here. Also, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. And the Discord link is pinned in the chat. So if you guys want to join our community, I would definitely advise so. So let's go to sign in, and I'm going to essentially show you guys how this works now. So we now have multiple different user types. So if I just go Bridgemine Apps and do a simple sign on here. So it's going to now redirect me essentially to the creator dashboard, because the role that I'm logged in with is a creator. This is a creator. And we've now refactored this so that we actually have a creator dashboard in itself. And the creator dashboard is essentially where creators will go and where they'll manage all of their campaigns and where they'll manage all their content creation and whatnot and manage all their tools. So we now are doing a pretty decently sized refactor. We got started on it yesterday, and that means that, hey, now all that logic can go on. All logic associated with just the website and information about the company is just going to go obviously on the home page. And then now over here in port 3003, or what will become creator.viewcreator.com or .ai, essentially this is now where creators will manage their stuff. And guys, as you guys know, the biggest feature that we're now adding, which is going to essentially be the entirety of our marketing process, is since we have such a big community around these projects that we're working on, and the Bridgemine community has gotten to the point where it's large enough where we actually have a strong community, what we're able to do is the money that I was going to spend on marketing campaigns, as you guys know, we were doing paid marketing campaigns with TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Google Ads. We've now decided to pivot, and we're going to do all of our paid marketing through ViewCreator. So everybody in this community is going to be able to make money on ViewCreator through the brands that are going to come on the site. And I've run some past startups in the influencer marketing arena, and some of the biggest problems that I had with some of these startups is that, for example, when I built Influencer Marketplace, which was essentially, it is what it sounds like. It was an influencer marketplace where influencers and brands would be able to sign up and connect. It had hundreds of users on it as well. And that company had a really hard time because it was very network effects related. So, you would have to have the brands and you would have to have the influencers. And if you didn't have both, then your company would fail. But in this case, we have the tools where creators are able to use AI in their content creation process, which is obviously an asset in itself. I was having a conversation with somebody this morning that was talking about how powerful this platform is going to be for freelancers that are doing content creation, because essentially as these AI tools get better, as the content generators get better, the image generators get better, and the the video generators get better, which they will. They're not to the point yet where they can be used to scale campaigns, but they will get there. And essentially what's going to happen is we're going to now open this up so that the creators not only can create content, but that creators can also make money on the platform, which is huge. So let's see here. It looks like I'm going to say continue with next steps. All right. So now that we have this earn, so you're able to earn by creating UGC for brands. Let's take a couple of questions from chat. Imperium said, check Discord DM and let me know what you think. Let me see, Imperium. Yeah, Imperium, I'll check that off stream. I usually check all my DMs off stream. All right, so Adrem said, don't forget to add the annual plan to the pricing section. There's an annual option in the start free trial section, but not in the pricing section. Yeah, so thanks for the reminder. I already did remove that, but the code has not yet been pushed. So I'm expecting that this refactor is going to take, I mean, I'd like to continue to make a lot of progress on it, and maybe we'll finish it by the end of today. But we're not going to push any code until we actually are sure and test things in dev and make sure that we're not going to break the entire project from all this refactor, which for the most part, it's a UI refactor. So I'm not like super concerned about breaking a ton of functionality, but it definitely is something that I'm considering. Fazil said, what's this app's purpose? Just jumped in. So what ViewCreator is ViewCreator is essentially an all-in-one platform to create AI content or viral content using AI. So we have over 400 creators on the platform, and essentially you guys can see the landing page. Kind of the big sell point is to create viral content 10 times faster. And as I mentioned, since we have 2 brands, we're going to have more coming on that are already, that have sponsorship budgets and are ready to come on to the ViewCreator platform as brands. Once we get this feature live, people are already going to be able to start to make money through content generation. So it's going to be UGC, or user-generated content, where the creators on the platform not only are going to be able to use the AI tools to be able to create content, but you're also going to be able to enroll in this earn. So this is going to be essentially something that creators on the platform can opt into. It's just an additional option to draw in users essentially and allow people to essentially earn money using ViewCreator. And instead of spending all this money on paid ads and basically bleeding the company dry, I've learned from my mistakes. So one of the biggest problems at Bright Choice, which was the online therapy platform that I ran as a co-founder and CEO, I had to write 2 million lines of code in less than 6 months. And the biggest issue with that was the marketing team had a really hard time getting it off the ground. We were spending about $3,000 a week on paid ads, and it was not returning really anything, to be honest. Like, for example, you spend $3,000, you maybe get, like, let's say 50,000 impressions, and then the issue is that, it's all about the clicks and then the conversions, and if you don't get those, then hey, you're out $3,000. And the biggest problem there, and it's a problem that a lot of companies have, is they spend all this money on like Meta and TikTok and all these ad platforms, and you end up just bleeding your company dry. So user-generated content is kind of like the future, in my opinion. It's already huge now. But I think that adding a layer on top of that and making it so that the creators can actually create the content using AI, I think is going to take it a step further. Fazil, I was in DevOps as well, so I'm a full stack engineer. I have a ton of experience in DevOps, and having led that project, which was a HIPAA compliant project. There's just best practices that you integrate in your project when you're building your AWS infrastructure and your networking and your, a lot of the the client side code and then the server side code. Obviously, server side is going to be the most important. So, having stuff like auth guards and JWT tokens using like Passport and stuff like that is just very, very critical, as you guys know. The code of login, yeah, I could show it, but I mean, I don't know why that would matter. Kremu. Unknown said, when you go to a new chat and cursor, there is 1x next to the agent, and when you click on it, I think it allows you to use multiple agents at the same time in the agent window. Yeah, you can, yeah. Yep. GoZoop said, really interesting approach for marketing, not gonna lie. Thank you, GoZoop, yeah. Yeah, because, essentially, hey, we have, you have to, whenever you're doing something and you're, creating things, you have to consider, the marketing piece, and you also have to consider what you have, the assets that you have as a business. And one of the assets that BridgeMind has is we have a huge community that's backing our projects. And we're now going to take that, and it would be foolish to not consider that into essentially what you're doing, right? Continue with updates. All right. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Yesterday we did a 10-hour stream. We're still grinding. Kremu, it's using Passport. And, Kremu, it's like, hey, it's not just the AI that writes the code. It's like, hey, AI is an extension of the developer. So the AI is going to write the code how you position it, right? So it's like, hey, when I was building that system, obviously it's like, hey, you're going to build a JWT system in a login system that gives them a JWT token and secure same site cookies, and you're gonna do XYZ, and you're gonna use Passport. So the auth system was set up exactly how I intended it to be set up. And then it's not just that you pass it off to the AI. And usually, like for example, and this is why people hate on vibe coding a lot, is that what happens is, for example, if you don't specify that, for example, let's say you don't give the AI any instruction, right? I can almost guarantee you that it's going to put that JWT in the local storage or the session storage, because it just does that by default, because it's like, okay, what's the easiest way to start building an authentication system? Just throw the JWT in like local storage, right? So why people hate on vibe coding is, yeah, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, and you just tell it to build you the auth system or like the login system, and you have no idea what local storage is and the security implications around that, then yeah, you're going to get absolutely screwed, because you don't know what you're doing. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, if you have knowledge of the best practices and are able to do that, it ends up being pretty simple. Imperium said yesterday was epic. Yeah, it was. Jose said, yeah. Jose said, so you're basically like Posted app I told you about a while ago, but with tools to create content. That's fire. Posted makes 80K monthly. Yeah. Thanks, Jose, for dropping that in. Yeah. So I think UGC is a huge market. And, it's like interesting because in this journey, I'm learning as we go, right? I'm learning what the obstacles are. I'm learning what is going to be difficult. And yeah, I mean, we had an obstacle, right? We had an obstacle, which is for the marketing campaigns. Yeah, I mean, there's an issue in modern day marketing, especially for, startup entrepreneurs, in that, yeah, I mean, if you have a startup company and you're trying to make it, it can be incredibly difficult to get off the ground because you have to, spend so much money on paid marketing campaigns. And UGC is much different, and we'll get into it today even more so. But if I now go over to the sponsor dashboard, which the first sponsors on ViewCreator will be BridgeMind and it will be ViewCreator, because we're essentially going to take the marketing spend that we were going to spend on TikTok and all that garbage, and we're now going to pivot and spend it completely on ViewCreator. So we're going to be able to essentially validate the platform, and we're not going to have to find any brands to get started to be the beta users, because I already own 2 brands that are spending money that are looking for UGC content creators. So definitely interesting. The padding, spacing, and theme of this project is really messed up. All right, so we're actually going to use Cursor's plan here. So we're going to use plan. Thanks, Jose. Yep. Yeah, Jose, thank you. Jose sees it. Yeah. Yep. Okay, Kremu had a couple questions. Also, Bant said, why use this platform instead of using ChatGPT to generate a YouTube thumbnail? So Bant, like, for example, it's like, first of all, the ChatGPT, you would not be able to use ChatGPT to create a thumbnail like as good as this, because this is using, first of all, the best image generator on the market. And then remember, like, hey, there's a ton of different platform tools. So it's not just the YouTube thumbnail generator. So for example, let's go over to the, back to the creator dashboard here. Remember, it's like, it's not just the thumbnail generator. It's also this suite of tools where you're able to handle all of this inside of one dashboard, inside of one place. And that's huge. And every time a new model comes out, because of the integrations that we have, we're able to integrate it with it immediately. Like if I go over to the playground here, we're already integrated with the latest VO 3.1 models, and Sora 2 is inside of our application. And guys, this is going to be big. Jose said, I just realized how huge ViewCreator is about to be. This new angle is crazy since you are making the people who sign out money. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, Jose, exactly. So, like I said, it's like, hey, you guys in the video earlier today, it's like, hey, I'm sharing my vision with you guys. It's not my goal to be a content creator in any way, shape, or form. My goal is the mission. And, you guys are seeing everything raw. It's like, hey, you guys are seeing my authentic journey. And let's continue here. And, we're going to have some pivots along the way, and we're going to learn what does work, and we're going to learn what doesn't work. But guys, like, we're going to get this to work. And what's going to happen, just like from my perspective a little bit, is that, there is going to be a day 300 of vibe coding an app until I make $1 million. And the revenue is going to be like, I don't know what the revenue is going to be on that day, but imagine this, imagine we're on day 300 and the revenue is at 100,000, right? Imagine how big this is going to be. Like, you guys, like, and that's, whenever you're trying to do something great, you have to put that vision into your mind, right? Like when I'm, spending time by myself and thinking through, okay, like essentially what do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish, right? It's all about positive imaging and trying to picture in your mind, essentially, things like that, where you're picturing, you're imaging in your mind what it's going to look like when you actually achieve your goal. And that's just one example, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just super important to do that. But I have the vision and I have that image in my mind, and we're going to accomplish this, guys. I can literally promise you there's nothing that's going to stand in my way of where we're going. This is not great. So there's like some issues with this. First of all, it's like centered left, which is odd. So let's go here. All right, hold on, guys. Sebastian says 10 mil on day 300. Fazil, yeah, I've tried Sonnet quite a bit. It's expensive though. Also, guys, remember, this week is also going to be huge. This is just the weekend grind. Okay. There we go. All right, go here. Okay, let me see chat. Jose said, couldn't agree more. My app was way different to what I first started with. Had to adapt as I grew. As you build the vision, it just grows bigger and bigger, 100%. Certified Dripper said that he's got something big coming up. What's that? Yeah, Jose said the ROI for users who subscribes to ViewCreator is going to be insane. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Jose sees it. I'm going to stream for about 3 or 4 hours. Tony, sorry I missed your message. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. I actually really like it. So, the cool thing about this new cursor mode is that, you know, you have your agents over here, and it's kind of cut into different categories. So you have awaiting review, in progress, yesterday's, other window, and then I have my terminals running here, which are just managed right here. And then I also have the ability to see like plans and stuff, and then also I can access a browser and see how it looks in the browser. So honestly, guys, it's like we're kind of seeing agentic coding improve even more. And I'm going to start using this a lot more because very, very impressed by what Cursor did in this most recent update, because obviously this is a significant update. They did a really good job with this. XLI, welcome back to the stream, man. Good to see you. Welcome back. Fooled by Prime said, I guess people could use this tool to create thumbnails or whatever that they need to go into their marketing templates. No, yeah, 100%. I mean, we're going to build essentially a platform where they're able to, you know, do a lot. All right, certified, let's go. Yeah, Tony, it is pretty nice. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Continue to work on our refactor here. We're going to cover essentially all of them. So we're covering X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So it's going to be pretty good. Okay, thank you, Steven. Diaz, yeah, we use Stripe. Let's go, XLI. Let's keep on going. It's Next.js. Yeah, Steven, that's noted. All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna grab something. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's get it. All right, I'm back, folks. Sorry. All right. So why is this not saying, let's refresh this. All right, let's see. Sponsor. B-Job, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. We're vibing out today, guys. We got lots of work to do. Now, actually, something that we were doing is, if you guys remember in this chat over here, we were doing a huge refactor here. Looks like there's still a couple to-dos left, so I'm going to say continue. But we're doing a huge refactor. If we go to this here and go to YouTube Tools, so here's our thumbnail generator. Definitely the input on that needs to be fixed. Title generator, this is going to need to be fixed. But let's let the AI finish its work before we do anything else. So yeah, so if the job length is 0, it's kicking errors because there's no jobs there. All right. Diaz, so, I know what's going on behind the scenes, and I set it up in a way that, it's going to be designed. So, I have an image in my mind of what the code base is, and I just keep up to date with, how things operate. Like, there's different parts that are, have different levels of importance. Like, for example, like, hey, one thing that I always like to do is, be careful when... Why is this not... Hold on. All right. Mid Technology said, if you only have $200 a month, which AI would you subscribe to? If that was literally your limit, I would probably do Codex, because Codex, you don't hit your limits as much. With $200, at least like for me, I'm not with $200. I am going to hit the cursor limits. Probably is the only issue. I mean, this is such a simple issue. I don't know what's going on here. A little bit discouraging. That's all right. Hold up. It says that the issue is now fixed. The issue is not fixed. Does the issue look fixed to you guys? Ethereum, I can check it out. Let me see. Oh, wow. Gross volume today is $40. Ethereum, I'm not sure. Mirror Cure, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. The plan is 20. Yeah, Pyrian, that's weird. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, Pyrian, you know what I think it is? Maybe you were on the starter plan when the starter plan was $10, and then did you change to the pro plan? And so then it probably gave you a essentially whatever the rebate, not a rebate, but you know what I'm saying. It gave you a it was only a $10 difference between the starter and the pro plan. So that is probably why. Ramsey, the code editor, this is Cursor. So for those of you watching, it's like, hey, it's right here. You can use Focus Agent window, and this is the agent window in Cursor. All right, so let's do this. It's a little bit frustrating. It's like, hey, I know that I want this to be enterprise. So maybe, I don't know why this is running. I'm gonna say just update the enterprise card to have the same styling as the other two instead of having the different styling, because obviously there is an issue with this. All right, Ethereum, I'll check it out. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that's what. That's cool. Yeah, appreciate it, Ethereum. Shout out to Ethereum. He's on the ViewCreator Pro plan now. But yeah, no, that's Ethereum. That's what I thought, because when we initially launched, if you guys remember back to when we initially launched, essentially we launched with a starter plan that was $10. And some of you guys didn't like that because you were like, hey, it's an open beta, we want to test it out, but we don't want to pay $10. So I was like, okay. So we opened it up for free, and there we go. All right, so that's now saying custom. Tejas said, nice, I'm also vibe coding in VO Dev, almost done with the front end, back end, now working on AI Orchestrator, just sub. Thank you, Tejas. Welcome to the community. Also, make sure that you join the Discord if you guys haven't already. We have a huge community over there, and the reason that our audience and you know, everybody is so involved, this community is so involved, is because you know, we're working on an actual mission. And if you guys want to join the journey, make sure you join the Discord. All right. Thanks, Imperium. Imperium, that means a lot coming for you, man. I know Imperium is like literally people at Imperium's work, they call him a god. But no, I appreciate you doing that, Imperium, for stress testing it. Yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously, you know, we're always prone to vulnerabilities, and you know, we're gonna keep making it better. But I get a lot of questions about people saying essentially, hey, because this is oh man. Yeah. But yeah, people basically say, hey, because this is vibe coded, essentially, aren't you gonna get like hacked? And the thing is like what I tell people is, hey, you know, vibe coding is essentially an elusive term that's, you know, and I use the term vibe coding because right now, if you look up the search results, like people search vibe coding, that's the term that's used for AI-driven development. Like if you look up AI coding, the search volume on it is like 10,000 a month. The search volume on vibe coding is 675,000 a month. So people are just using that term vibe coding to basically articulate that they're using, you know, AI tools to be able to drive the development process. Yeah. Tejas said that he just joined the Discord server. Thank you, Tejas. Let's go. Welcome to the community. Guys, we're gonna need to have like some sort of welcome committee for the Discord as well. So I just asked Linux Thing if you could create essentially a new welcome role for the Discord, and then I need people to actually be able to volunteer for that role. So please let me know in the Discord. I just sent a message to everybody, so you know, take a look at that. And if you'd be interested in kind of taking on some responsibilities in the Discord, please you know, engage with that. Thank you. All right. Let's see if that left, if you guys remember, there was like this weird centering issue that we had. Let's see if that problem is now solved. All right, so pricing, yeah, it looks pretty good. Thanks, Miriam. Yeah. I use Postgres for the database, but I also am using RDS. Yeah, I was hardened, Imperium, I was hardened by fire, I'll tell you what. When I learned DevOps, I literally didn't do anything else for like a week straight. That's just in my DNA. Like once I am locked in on something, I literally just like won't do anything else until I accomplish my goal. It's kind of my personality. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Tejas just asked, what's your background? I mean, are you a dev or a non-tech vibe coding, all this stuff? So that's a great question, Tejas. So my background is I went to Purdue University to study finance. I was very interested I was an investor growing up and always interested in business and entrepreneurship. So I went to school for finance because I knew that that's essentially what I wanted to do. But when I was at school, all this AI stuff started to get really big, or at least it was at the start of it. So I actually dropped out of school and taught myself how to program. And so I've been a developer now for about, a serious developer. I was programming when I was a teenager, but a serious developer, full stack developer for about 3 years now. On the pricing page, after the price, do a /MO so that they know it's per month. Ahmed just recommended Droid. Dang, Imperium, that's legendary. .5 sonnet's pretty fast here. Getting what we need to do done. The go to dashboard buttons that you see in the ViewCreator UI repository now need to have some added logic so that it is able to depict which role the user has, so it takes them to the correct dashboard. If they have more than one role, then it should redirect them to a role select page where they can select, essentially what dashboard they want to go to based off of what role they want to do. But for users that only have one role, it should just do an automatic redirect. So inside of this dashboard button, we essentially need some extra utility that's able to depict or determine what role the user has. Linux Thing said a greeter role is now up in the Discord, and anyone wanting to join should. See pinned above. We would love to have you. Thanks, Linux. So as Linux said, we now have a greeter role. So if you guys, want to be a part of the greeting team, we need people to, essentially greet new people. As obviously we have a lot of people coming in every day. Marco Tello over on Discord, he said, hi guys, I love the mission, so I decided to join. Let's go, Marco. Remember, it's all about the mission, guys. So I really appreciate you saying that, Marco. Tejas said that he's got a small intro about himself. He's also a vibe coder, currently a product manager in one of the AI companies in India. I am a hobbyist game dev too. That's awesome, Tejas. Yeah, welcome to the Discord. And please, anybody that's in the Discord that would be interested in becoming essentially a greeter that's able to greet new people as they come in, please, ping in general that you'd be interested in the greeter role, because we definitely need that role. All right. Also, if you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's see here. Looks like the Creator UI is down. Let's get that started back up. All right. So let's try this image-to-image model here. Just gonna drop in this. on this page, make it so that, you know, when a user uploads an image, that it shows the full image. Not, you know, it should obviously shrink it down, but right now you can see it kind of cuts it off. Oh, oops. Nice thing about WhisperFlow is it remembers everything that you said. So here's what I said there. Copy. Boom. Also, make it clickable and expand it into the modal. Unknown asks, have you ever tried Playwright? Yeah. And what's nice is that you can actually just use this as well. So, you know, let's actually try this. So in Cursor, you can now essentially toggle browser, and it then uses this browser tool, which is really nice. So Aperium, I just saw Aperium's chat. That's so funny. Aperium said he is AI. You thought this was a real stream. He said Matthew coded this AI character and it develops the streams at the same time. Yeah, guys, what you're watching is actually AI. The stream isn't real. I'm actually, you know, behind the scenes, you know, just on a computer, you know, on the couch in the other room, you know, giving some prompts on what my character does on stream. I look completely different. Hold on, I'm getting a new prompt. All right, I just got a prompt to put on the glasses. Just kidding. All right. Wizard of Odds. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. Alright. So let's now see, let's upload that again. Sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating when, you know, you give a good prompt and then it doesn't quite understand it. You know, I'm trying my best, but like here, okay. I mean, that did do it that did that perfectly. All right. I'm gonna say put sunglasses on him. Wait. This is what it looks like behind the scenes when I'm prompting for the stream. Okay, so it said failed to start generation. I think this is because this is a new model that we just did. So let's see actually what it kicked off here. Client error, model must be one of the following. All right. I got this error when testing out the Flux context image-to-image model. Fooled by Prime said he thinks that we're going to be vibe coding on a trip to Mars. I mean, that sounds legendary to me. Sounds absolutely legendary. What's nice is that last night I actually I put together essentially this video images schema from FAL, so I'm able to drop this in pretty easily here. Wait, hold up. And just drop in. It's a local host 3003/playground, and then. I mean, I can integrate browser, but also, you know, I don't think that's going to do much. Oh, wait, what the heck? You see how this gets cut off? Is that why? I don't know why that gets cut off there. Oh, well. Oh, wait, no, it didn't get cut off. I was just looking at it wrong. XLI, so can we get an AI that talks a little slower? All right, 100%. All right. take a look at how the conversation sidebar looks. As you can see, it's really hard to see the text. Think through a different approach for the styling there on light mode and dark mode, respectively. As you can see from the screenshot, you know, when I'm selected into a specific conversation, it kind of gives it like a purple background, and it's just really hard to read the text. I'm really liking the agents here on cursor. I have to say it's pretty nice. And then you just enact browser, and then this is able to do pretty well. Looks like there's an error here. It's gonna fix that. Nice. So this was role-based routing. So let's see if that is now live. So as you guys know, we were doing some role-based routing. So let's go back here and just go dashboards. This should route to 3003, which it did, so perfect. So a good way to test the role-based routing is to actually go into the database here. So let's open up pgadmin. So something cool to learn is that whenever you're using Postgres and you're just using like a typical, you know, we're using an Aurora database technically. So an Aurora database up in RDS, and then locally, you know, you essentially manage it through Postgres. And with Postgres, you know, here are all of our tables. So I can go here, and I'm just going to go to view and go to essentially the account. And what I'm going to do here is I have, you know, this roles field here, and I'm going to try adding in an additional role. So I'm going to add creator as well as sponsor to this user's, and I'm going to save that. So now I have two roles. So now the question is what happens when you have two roles, right? That's pretty important. So also, is this one done? Doesn't look like it. So let's now go to the dashboard. So perfect. So now it recognized that I have two different roles. So hey, you either need to choose to go to which dashboard. And what's interesting is this actually a technique that I learned at, I learned this technique at Bright Choice. So at Bright Choice, you know, we had a lot of different roles. One of them was, you know, for therapists, and then the other was for admin, and then the other one was for, you know, clients or the patients, right? So we had to create something similar for that. So that's good. Routes to the correct port. Good. Perfect. All right, guys. So I'm pretty happy with that. That agent did its job. Let's go back over to Spark, and it looks like Spark did not. Does Spark not actually save this? Hold up. So Spark, improve conversation sidebar. All right. Also, if we do a refresh, it doesn't seem like it's actually pulling in. So we can do like, for example, let's just do like hello, right? So, it pulled it in there. When users initially load into this page, it is not currently, you know, rendering in their conversation history. For example, if I refresh the page, my conversations are all blank, even though I have had conversations with this authenticated users. Figure out what's going wrong here and patch the bug. I have to literally click refresh. So it looks like this is just coming from like a stale, that looks a little bit better. This should probably just be complete white text though. So let's go here. I mean, so I have to click refresh. So yeah, I mean, this is not great. So that should be truncated as well. In the conversation, only display the title in that sidebar. You don't have to then also display that second line. Also, stop showing it as purple. When it's active, stop showing it as purple when it's active. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, there is a Discord link pinned in the chat. So if you guys haven't already joined the community, make sure you do so. I tried it again and it failed again. Review the errors. The styling of this input needs to change. Evaluate it and think deeply about the fact that it doesn't look modern. Also, it needs to be much more compact. Also, the upload image section doesn't need to be as big. It can just, it should essentially just have, essentially an icon. It needs to be like super small and compact and responsive. Think deeply and come up with a much better, more modern styling that uses JAD-CN respectively. All right, come on guys, let's go. We're just getting started. As you work, it's like you start to work harder and you start to work, that consistency, consistency is a driver of motivation, and discipline is a driver of motivation. So I remember when I first got started in my programming journey about 2 years ago, as you guys saw from my video this morning, back then I would literally write down goals and I would write down a goal and I would say, hey, I want to program for 3 hours today, because back then it was actually very difficult for me to program back then because I wasn't very good at programming. Like, the truth of it is that, hey, when you first get started doing something, it's like almost extra hard because the fact that you're not that good at it, it makes it more challenging because you're not necessarily seeing the results. So you have to be a little bit more purposeful, right? You have to say, okay, like, I want to program for 3 hours today, right? And I would write down a goal like that, and then I would program for 3 hours, and then now, as you guys can see, it's like over time, you kind of build up some sort of, I don't know if I would call it endurance or what exactly I would call it, but there's definitely something to it where, over time, I just started having more endurance. And, now it's like, hey, you guys saw yesterday, it's like, hey, I'm able to go for 10 hours and be pretty much just fine. Like, hey, it was a good day, it was a good day. Make sure that it's always pinned at the bottom of the screen, respectively. And also, I'm still not in love with the styling. Instead of saying generate, it should essentially just have like a send button, like an arrow pointing up. And then while it's generating, it should essentially have like a square icon, something to know that there's a job in progress. And it shouldn't just say generate. It should literally just be an arrow icon. A lot of iterating today for sure. Fooled by Prime said, love the occasional discipline discussions on this channel. Yeah, 100% Fooled by Primes. I mean, it's like, hey, I'm just sharing with you guys my genuine thoughts. I'm trying to be as authentic as possible. I think we're doing the right thing. It's like, hey, it takes discipline, it takes character. As you guys know, it's like if you guys go to my personal website, you guys will see the pillars of success that I believe in: consistency, focus, discipline, character, and optimism. I think that this is a blend of things that you should focus on in your life because they help a lot. XLI said endurance and discipline. Yep, 100%. Gams, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream, man. We're back, we're grinding. Fix this error. All right, we got a bunch of background agents going on as well. Looks like what this needs is gonna need a refresh here. So it's nice, you just pop up this agent terminal here, and then this one is running, I think it's in terminal, let's see here, terminal, this one here. So let's just read this a refresh error. So let's now launch this. extend limits in cursor, Joe Mason? I'm not sure. I'm unfamiliar with that. When I click on an image or a video that's generated in the playground, if you look at the image, you can see that it's essentially formatting the image in this 9:16 aspect ratio, or a fixed aspect ratio. I need the aspect ratio to be able to properly adjust to the actual aspect ratio of the image. So for example, if it's a 1:1 aspect ratio, it needs to show the full image or the full video respectively, and not cut it off like it did in this example. So please review in depth and identify the source of this error, and generate a plan on how to update it and come up with a more modern, cohesive plan for updating this respectively. Config, what is it? Hold on, give me 1 second. I think is it a TOML file? Music for me turned off, I don't know why. Sometimes I have this issue, I don't know why. Yeah, TOML file. And now let's actually, while these are working, I want to talk about now the second tip, which is obviously something that gets asked about a lot, is actually setting up MCP servers. How can I navigate into... Hold on, I don't know what's going on. config.toml config, what is it? Hold on, give me 1 second. I think is it a TOML file, or what actually is it? Yeah, TOML file. And now let's actually, while these are working, I want to talk about now the second tip, guys, which is obviously something that gets asked about a lot, is actually setting up MCP servers. How can I navigate? All right, there we go. I just had to force quit Google Chrome. Something was playing that was wrong. Sorry about that, guys. All right, hold up. Let's pull this back up. Get the music back on. Pull up chat. I had to force quit Google Chrome, so. All right, my bad, guys. Something like just glitched out over here. All right, here's this playground plan here. All right, let me get the music back on, then I'll check chat. Jose said, really grateful for you right now, Matt. Thank you for doing these streams, really helping me achieve my goal as well. Let's go, Jose. That's what I'm here for, man. We're all in it together, right? That's what, that's really what it is. It's like, hey, we're all in this together. So I'm just glad that you're working on stuff as well, because it goes both ways, Jose. Remember that. All right. All right, so now let's test that feature that wasn't working quite right. The, what was it? The flux image to image, right? That's goated. All right. So I can go to, let's go to the playground and let's try this here, the flux context image to image. I don't know if it's just an issue with this model, or maybe that it didn't get the schema right. Ah, finally. All right, so that did go through. El Shuray said, where do you code, bro? What do you mean, where do I code? All right, so here's the image. And then this plan here is gonna update it so that this doesn't get cut off like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's working. You just have to fix it. TK said, agreed. Definitely learning a lot from these streams. Thanks, TK. And then let's just make sure that the download logic is working correctly, right? That it doesn't, like sometimes it'll root, failed to download. Okay, so it's not working. Why did it fail to download? Hold up, somebody just arrived at my home. All right, chat. I got something. I just got something big. I want to share with you guys. All right, check this out. I got something in the mail. All right. I got something in the mail, chat. Hold on. All right. What is it, chat? What do you guys think it is? Check this out, chat. Just got a DJI drone. The merch is coming soon. But yeah, so basically, as you guys know, if I can just show this, basically just got this drone because essentially, I am about to kind of be upping. I'm going to have a essentially new platform where I'm going to be doing some content, and the content on that platform is going to be associated with training for an Ironman. So as you guys know, if you go to my personal website, you'll see some of my public goals. And one of my public goals is that I'm going to be training for an Ironman. And we're going to be using ViewCreator, as you guys know, to gain 1 million followers. And we're going to use ViewCreator to gain 1 million followers on several different platforms. And one of those platforms is I'm essentially going to be starting a new series, which is going to be associated with more of like my personal brand and my personal. So if I just go like here, if I go to matthewmiller.ai, you guys will see some of my goals here. To complete an Ironman is so one of them. So an Ironman is it's a race where it's a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike, and a 26.2 mile run. And I'm now going to be, sharing part of that journey as well, not on the BridgeMine channel, but on another channel, because essentially the formula for success is consistency. No drone hacking, but so there's going to be another platform that I'm essentially going to be posting some content on, where I'm going to be training for this Ironman. And we're going to be using ViewCreator to be able to grow that platform as well. So essentially, I'm going to be using ViewCreator to gain followers on that platform as well. So I just got the drone so that we could have some drone footage. Yeah, 100%. So as you guys know, it's like, hey, you guys know I talked about it a little bit on the stream yesterday, but I'm all about virtuous things and living a virtuous life. And part of living a virtuous life, in my opinion, is making sure that you stay in good shape. All right, let's go to the creator dashboard here. So, also one thing is the history is not showing up. Okay, so like here's an issue. So, for example, also this is not yet. I think that worked. Cam said super cool. Thank you. Imperium thinks that's cool. Thank you, Imperium. Lotfi said, I don't want to do link sharing, but I can give you an app that can inspire you for the creator sponsor thing. Bridgemind. Lotfi, feel free to share it in the Discord. You can personal message me. Diaz said, aren't you afraid of doing vibe coding and that as you change things, other things will break? I mean, it's a risk, right? But that's why you kind of modulate things into certain areas. And you always do, you know, user testing and stuff. Really important. All right, why is this still not quite... Fooled by primes, that's interesting. I've never thought of that before. Steven said that it made one video for me, but now I'm getting network error. Do you have monitoring alerts for this setup? Yeah, so if I open Stripe, I can actually check that out. The biggest issue, or not Stripe, Slack, sorry. Let me see if I can see your issue here. Yeah, got a lot more people using that product now. Yeah, I think the biggest problem that we have right now is because we're doing a huge refactoring. You know, there's a decent amount of stuff that is a little bit broken, looks like. So I can see. Hold on. So I know with so according to that error that you're having, we just built the playground functionality and just launched it. So there may be some functionality in there somewhere where it only lets you create one video per day. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that for sure. But I do have, you know, some errors that I'm taking a look at right now. But thanks for mentioning that, because I'm going to take a look at it. Thank you. J35, the progress is really good. All right, so now if I refresh this, yeah, B-Job, this is a SaaS project. This is not, we're not trying to sell the API to any companies. All right, so here, like, this here, I'm getting a little bit upset because, hey, when I do a load here, like refresh, it's clearing everything. This is still not working as intended. When I refresh the page, results is equal to 0. Why is that happening? Dan, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Then after I click refresh, it then renders in the jobs. And the issue that we have now is that any bugs that are apparent in the application right now, like the one that, who shared it? It was, let's see, sorry. So Stephen Ness made a, he essentially reported a bug about the video generation that he could only generate one. That also could potentially be happening. I'll take a look at it 100%. But the issue is that now, because we're doing such big refactoring and we're deep into it, we can't deploy any bug fixes until we actually get behind this part of the refactor. But we're going to solve all these issues as we refactor this. So it says now, let me check the auth slice and store. Okay, cool. Bill Alora said that the Gemini 3 release has been moved to December. Let's check that out. That's actually big news. Oh, wow. All right, so it's now reportedly to be released in December. Interesting. There we go. Yeah, PostHog is really good, yeah. LogRocket. Yeah, we have Sentry is what we're using. But PostHog I've been hearing a lot about as well. I'll have to check it out. All right, so this is now job history. All right, that's much better. That is much better. So this is gonna be centered now. I mean, I would like it so that, you know, when they're doing a job that there's just, you know, that once they do this, and they have this job history here. All right, cool. This is actually pretty good. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're about to hit 5,400 subscribers. Also, this week is going to be a huge week for us. So for all of you guys that are, I know that usually during the week is when the streams are going crazy, like sometimes up to like over 100 viewers. So just crazy how fast this community is growing. And as you guys know, I'm going to keep driving forward. There's nothing that's going to stop us. Dan said that the MCP simplicity of PostHog from a setup management perspective has been great for a recent project. That's really helpful. Thank you, Dan, for sharing. Cam said that he moved from Sentry. It's not as simple as PostHog, and also you can have the MCP setup metrics for analytics on PostHog. I don't know about Sentry. Cam's asked, when are we getting them push-ups in? Well, yesterday, the reason I was doing so many push-ups on the stream was because I knew that I was going to be streaming for 10 hours and I wasn't going to be able to work out. But today I actually woke up and already got my workout in for today, so we may be doing some push-ups. Let me know in chat if you guys want to do some push-ups. I mean, I'm obviously always down to do some push-ups, but I already have worked out today. Great work on this. I now need your help in creating a better logic for when essentially an image or a video is actually generating and rendering in. So for example, after the user clicks generate, it should then, not show the form that they were, typing in information like the parameters and the prompt in. It should then, like after they click generate, it should then open up kind of like a skeleton loader that is a pulsating loader that kind of, gives feedback to the user that their image or video is being generated, and that's going to render in here when it's completed. So think through an approach of how we could do this and then integrate the logic accordingly. So here's the Elon Musk image. Starting to get a little bit upset with this here. Oh, what's this? Oh, jeez. All right, let's get some push-ups in, guys. I'm a man of the people. Let's go. This is working for us. All right, quick little 40 bomb. Dropped a 40 bomb on him. Who did them with me? Let's go, guys. Facts, Karmic. All right, there we go. Fixed it. All right, what is up with this though? Like, oh, there we go, finally. Oh my gosh. All right, then when I downloading has failed. Let's do, maybe, I bet this is logged into the console. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, CORS origin. I know what's causing this. All right, shoot. I'm gonna have to use AWS to fix that. All right. Let's go, guys. Guys, we're gonna get insanely jacked and insanely rich. I'm just kidding, but also at the same time not. All right. All right, so I know how to fix this. We're gonna use cursor to update our AWS infrastructure. I'm gonna say, using the ViewCreator profile, use the AWS CLI to access my AWS account. Find this S3 bucket that's associated with this, and find the CloudFront distribution that's associated with this, and properly update the CORS configuration so that my local development no longer gets blocked. This works for localhost 3000, but it doesn't work for the new repos that we've added, 3003 and 3002. So you're gonna need to add this. Do not update anything, but please just run a diagnosis and figure out why I'm getting these CORS errors, and then come back to me with your diagnosis and a plan for updates using, use the ViewCreator AWS CLI profile. All right. Yeah, this is tough, guys. We're on a mission here. All right, so it's cool. Go to dashboard, create our dashboard. Cool. I feel like this could look much better. Like playground here. Go to job history. That looks pretty good, actually. I like that. That looks so good. Oh my gosh, guys. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's freaking go. We do need like a little X button at the top here. Great work. This now looks amazing. Could you do one more thing though and add, a nice X button, or like add a close button, please? Yeah, let's see how it looks in mobile. So this is how it would look in mobile. So really, really good responsiveness here. Here's that close button coming in. So let's also just run this and just run it in smallest. So yeah, perfectly responsive. Let's freaking go, guys. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. Remove the copy and the open button. Just have download. That's legendary. All right. I do have the ShadCN MCP. I just don't ask to enact it. Probably should. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'll be right back. Grab some water too. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's get it. Mustang said I'm gonna have to change the name of the channel to Jacked and Rich. All right, so this is looking really good. One little small update here, though. Make sure that on hover, the cursor is a pointer. All right. It's still not working correctly. Check out Redux and the logic of, you know, how this is fetching. So for example, it should fetch the conversation history as soon as the page loads, right? But right now it doesn't do that until I actually click refresh. So figure out what's causing this and implement the fix that's needed. Karmic, yeah, facts. Ton said you can make a mobile app with React Native and desktop app with Electron or Tori. Yes, that's true. All right. All right, cool. So this now, I mean, so you guys can see the issue here is that, you know, there's some sort of authentication helper that shouldn't be in there. That's kind of causing some issues. What do you guys think of this one? Cams, I use QuickBooks. At the end of this month, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but at the end of this month, I'm going to be doing, essentially, the title of the video is going to be like, Finance Bro evaluates October income statement. And I'm literally going to be doing a rundown of everything, all of our profit and loss for ViewCreator and BridgeMind. So you guys are going to get an inside look and detailed look at the profit and loss for BridgeMind. And right now, yes, we are losing money. Just so everybody's on the same page. We are not making money right now. Yeah. Yeah, cams, yeah. I think pretty far ahead. That's always been something that... Whoa, what is this? 3, 1, 2, 3, what? So apparently you can have multiple agents do... You guys see this? I didn't even... Look, 1, 2, 3, you can put 3 agents on one thing. Does anybody know what that is? See that? That's interesting. Alright, let's check out the... I don't think it's running, so we're going to have to open up terminal here. Terminal. Alright, let's open up browser as well. Alright, Dan said that lets you run the same query with multiple models. Okay, thank you, Dan. Always clutch. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, by the way, make sure you do so. And if you're not in the Discord already, make sure you join the Discord, join the community. Unknown, I must have misunderstood what you were saying. Because I thought you were talking about background agents, not running, you know, multiple things. Cubic, I'm dead. Cubic thinks I'm an AI. I think you might be right. Alright, let's check this out. So this now should have a hover effect. Nice. Cool. Remove the reference to templates on this page. Alright, speaking of this, I approve this. Lotfi, what do you mean? He said, why don't you do simple staff by yourself? What's that? Fix this error. Oh, nice. Okay. Our padding was updated correctly. Insufficient permissions. Oh, also. All right, thanks, Dougal. We'll talk. continue with next steps. Dan said from a cost conversion standpoint, you could try out planning with Sonnet on max mode and then executing with models that are free right now, like Supernova or Grok Code 1 Fast or Haiku for execution. That's a free idea. As long as you break up tasks into small bite-sized pieces that fit the context window of Haiku and others, it can be really efficient and faster sometimes. It's going pretty good. Right now we're in the midst of it's a pretty large refactor because essentially we have to now modulate the project into a sponsor dashboard and a creator dashboard, but we're taking it in step by step, making progress. Lotfi said like removing links, adding pointer cursors, hover styles, etc. But what's simple staff? Simple staff, what do you mean? All buttons and links should have pointer cursors. What is up with the padding on this? Yeah, Dougal, we've got over 400 active users, and MRR is now $140 a month. So it's low, but slowly and steadily gaining. Actually, let me do a check right now. 140. Yeah, $140 a month MRR, over 400 active users. So I'm pretty happy with how things are going, Dougal. I'm pretty happy with the trajectory. Greatness takes time. You can't rush greatness, folks. Yeah, Miraz, you'll have to DM me on Discord. Okay, Lotfi. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can download this now. Cannot get. Download. Still failing. Okay, see you, cams. No, Mythic, it's not a bad thing. Are you talking about like your API routes? Because everything's authenticated, right? So, I mean, yeah. Joe, I mean, it's doing things that affect different things, but at the same time, it's like, hey, you're just giving it one task. Like, hey, I know that, hey, for this, if it can get it correctly, it's just updating spacing. So there's different aspects of when you're working on different tasks. Like certain tasks will have what I would refer to as like different levels of like danger. So there could be some tasks that are like super sensitive that have like super big implications and like effects, right? But then there's other tasks that aren't really that dangerous. So you just have to kind of know which tasks those are, you know. Continue with next steps. Dougal, this is just the beginning. Remember that. Like, honestly, I'm not even really trying to scale up that hard right now. You guys are going to see that in due time, but yeah, we're not even really trying to push it that hard, so. Joe Mason, that's a good question. He asked, let's say if it is a significant task, what's your workflow? Do you have loads of unit tests or just reload the web page and retest everything? If it's a significant task, I just work on it like I would if I was actually programming it. So I'll work on it, you know, one step at a time, modulate each task one by one, probably in the same conversation, and just be very careful to test everything. And then also, yeah, I mean, unit tests can be helpful, jest tests can be helpful, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, just being very cautious and knowing, you know, where some of those issues can be. Oxboss, this is a new viewing cursor. Yeah, thank you, Dan, for providing that. Dan said, have you thought about maximizing the access to 400 plus email addresses from a newsletter standpoint for users? I think a simple Beehive or Substack could even be a way to increase engagement. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I was considering like what's called like MailChimp, you know. Yeah, that's a good idea. It probably needs to be implemented on the sign-up process. But for now, I mean, yeah, it's like, hey, I think that you guys, as the coming months play out, you know, we're going to continue to work super, super hard, and my plan will start to unfold, and it will make more sense to everyone watching. You know, I like to think ahead, and right now I'm about 10 steps ahead, and you guys kind of are a little bit in the dark on what those steps look like, but I'm confident in the plan, and I do have a plan, so it'll play out here soon. Okay, Dan said try out a background agent for a passive task like reviewing the outstanding code changes, creating a session log, etc. It's a second type of cursor agent to experiment with. Okay, so that would be essentially this here. I'm going to say review the Oh, get not initialized? Get is initialized, that's interesting. Alright, let's try it in a different repo. Oh, what the heck? That's weird. It must be not initialized in like cursor or something. Yeah, we'll get there, guys. I think Dougal has some good points. I think he's a little bit a step ahead of us, but 100% some valid points. But yeah. I think in this early part of the process, you just have to be entrepreneurial, and you have to do the best that you can, and with the resources that you have, and just continue to make progress day by day. And some of those questions will be answered. But if I had to say, hey, what's the most important thing today to do? Yeah, it would not be that you mentioned. That's not the goal right now. Because what's going to happen is, hey, what the ultimate aim is we'll get to a point where things just absolutely, there's like hockey puck growth, right? Or hockey stick growth, where you know, you work for a extended period of time, and then you get to a point where you essentially have basically an exponential breakthrough. And I believe that breakthrough, if I had to guess when that breakthrough is going to come, I would say it's going to be around maybe like 100 to 200 days from now, you know, when we're about like 6 months in, I would expect to start to see that. But for right now, like even with where we're at, the fact that we have 400 active users that are organic, that's pretty good. So I'm happy with where we're at for now. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. I'm kind of getting tired of this padding issue. Like, it seems like such a goofy issue to be having. I guess, is it still working? Wait, where even is this chat? Identify padding issues. Okay, good. It's still updating. Yeah, because I'm getting tired of this padding issue here. Whoa. That's not right. All of a sudden it launched test sprite. Yeah, cancel that. So there is an issue with this logic. So for example, when the user clicks sign out, it does sign them out correctly. Hold up. I mean, I guess we just changed the environment variable. Schwaba, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Schwaba, it's going really good. Oh. This looks so good before. Oh, this is something else. What was that thing that we created? It was when it was this page. It was select dashboard. All right, let's launch another agent here. Cursor's kind of been missing for me a little bit. Let's use Claude on this one. Let's use model. Dan, I didn't. I worked until like 8:30 or something last night, and then I pretty much just took a walk around my neighborhood and went to bed, and then woke up and got started again. Didn't have a ton of time. The biggest problem that I have right now is time constraints. Biggest enemy is time. I mean, what is it? Is it an app layout? Alright, hold on, let's check this out. I am still getting the same issues. Alright, let's check this. So, ViewCreator, sponsor UI, there should be essentially a component in here, layout, app shell, page.tsx. Yeah, there's just something wrong with this. How does, I mean, the creator UI is doing this correctly, so let's see how the creator UI does it. So, components, layout, So it has agent builder layout, playground layout, app shell, mobile header, pricing. Yeah, same guys on the weather. Weather here, it's like getting starting to get a little bit chilly. Thanks, Tony. All right. All right. Also, guys, we've got quite a few users that have come in today as paid users, so we're actually already past the $1,000 revenue point. We had 2 signups today for the Pro plan, so already today we have got 40 bucks coming in. MRR is now $140 a month, and so that means that for tomorrow's stream, it's going to be the first stream where we break $1,000 in revenue, because I can already see that the gross volume today on Stripe is $40, which means that that'll put us over the $1,000 mark. So super exciting times, guys, with 400 active users, and much more to come. Obviously, this is going to be a really good refactor that we're doing here for essentially our scalability with the UGC campaigns. I think it's going to be great. We're going to drive a ton of revenue, and you know, something to note, whenever you're doing something like this, you're always going to have people that are against you and that are negative and that are toxic. And honestly, when you're doing that, ultimately, guys, the joke's on them. Like, hey, if you guys know the man in the arena, this is how I live my life, guys. The man in the arena. And I just want to read this to you guys because I think it's very, very cool. So the man in the arena, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end of the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Remember that, guys. Well, Wolf, apparently some people do. I got 5,000 subs. All right, let's see here. Thanks, Tony. Kill the task on port 3000. Tony, let's see here. Tony is gonna get, Tony just got promoted to a managing moderator. Appreciate it, Tony. Yeah. If you don't have haters, guys, you're not doing something. I mean, that just shows that we're doing something right, right? Perfect. Redirect worked. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Also, where is that? I think it's this one here, isn't it? All right, I'll be right back, guys. Thanks, Jose. Yeah. All right. All right, finally. Oh my gosh, finally. All right, so that padding error is finally fixed. I don't even know what was causing it, but we did finally fix that. All right, that's nice. All right. Why this? I think it's just because that doesn't even exist. That root doesn't exist. Insufficient permissions as well. See you, Doug. We'll have a good one. All right. Let's go, Mirkur. We're in the arena, man. You guys get it. You guys get it. You know what's pretty cool is that I genuinely sometimes forget that the stream is even on. I literally I would be doing this exact same thing whether I was streaming or not, and I think that that's when you know that you're doing the right thing. Yeah, language, 100%. Nasty stuff, isn't it? I think I'll get used to it though, as I get bigger. You know, I will say that my first interaction with it was on Reddit. I had basically like posted essentially something about the series on Reddit, and I got some nasty stuff on Reddit. And this was maybe like a couple weeks ago now, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and it bothered me a little bit. But then I did some deep thinking on it, and I was like, all right, obviously, you know, this is the direction I'm headed, so I need to think about that this is, you know, essentially a drawback of doing this, and I need to figure out, like, hey, like, why did that bother me? And then I just thought about it deeply, and I, you know, kind of built up a philosophy around it, and now it doesn't really bother me. I'm, you know, good. Yeah, J35. Yeah. You know what's crazy is that I used to stream like for about 2 to 3 hours a day, and that would feel like a lot, you know, and now it's like light work. It's light work. Like light work. So I'm gonna be doing stuff with my family a little bit later on this evening, but tomorrow we're gonna definitely have an insane grind stream. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be big because we're gonna have to be going for a while tomorrow. J35 said, my journey with Ridgemine began when he was about to launch. The second day I was watching him while competing to find bugs and goalposts. I got second position, Alex won. Good memories. Oh my gosh, J35. I totally forgot about that. That's insane. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. We got to pull up the Trello board for the memories there. Hold up. Oh my gosh. That's actually awesome. All right, look at this. J35 is, look at this. Wow. J35, I totally forgot about that. That's hilarious. That's awesome. That is legendary. That is legendary. Look at how much J35 was grinding. J35. J35, 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 J35. J35, J35. That's friggin' sick. Didn't I give like Bitcoin? Didn't I give Bitcoin to Alex? I forget. It was like $20 in Bitcoin to who could find the most bugs, right? Yeah, that's awesome. Dang, I forgot about how OG everybody was. Yeah, that's insane. All right, there we go. In the sidebar, the earn link should go in kind of a section of its own, because this is obviously, you know, a feature that's associated with the UGC platform campaigns that's kind of completely different. So there should be platform tools, but then, yeah, I mean, earn should be in its own separate section. Yeah, that's epic. Yeah, Linux said we have a pretty good core group around lately. Hope everyone is well vibing, making progress, or just relaxing, whatever works. Yeah. Yeah, really good core group. I mean, crazy. J35 said, thank you, YouTube algo, for bringing me here. Let's go. I'm thankful for the YouTube algo for bringing me J35, man. Linux, J35, Jose, Dan, Muricure, Tony, XLI. Thanks, Linux. Yeah, you know what's interesting is that there's like some streams where I think it's like YouTube will like push the streams to like new people, and you can kind of tell like on the back end, on my end, it's like, okay, like I gained like 100 subscribers during that stream. And I think a lot of it actually happens during the week. Like in those streams where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when I'm streaming, I mean, last week I was gaining 100 subs a day, which is just insane growth rate. So we're going to keep it up, guys. As you guys know, it's like there'll be ups and downs. The growth rate will, you know, ebb and flow. But the thing is, it's like, remember that, you know, this is only the beginning, and we're at the very beginning of what this is going to end up looking like. So, you know, for example, you know, imagine what things are going to look like on day 200 when revenue is like 20,000 or like whatever it ends up being, but it's going to be like a lot, you know? So just like put that image in your mind, and, you know, just like that, just share with you guys. Like, that's what I do. I'm like, okay, like, you know, day 54, day 55, we're going to break 1,000, you know? So, you know, think about the exponential growth that we're going to experience. And it's like, okay, like, so what's going to happen is that snowball effect is going to continue to keep rolling. So for example, when the revenue goes up, it gives us more credibility. As the days go up, it also gives us more credibility. And as the subscriber count goes up, it also gives us more credibility. And more credibility equals more growth. So, you know, we literally just have essentially an exponential machine that we're feeding at the very start right now, like a fire. And that fire is gonna like start roaring. It's gonna be a roaring fire. What do you guys think about this input? Where it's kind of at the top. Yeah, Russell, I still use Cursor. I'm just using some of the CLIs right now. Focus ring bleed. Thanks, Russell. Appreciate it. Let's go. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. But yeah, I mean, I can't tell you guys enough, you know, how much I just genuinely enjoy doing what we're doing. Every day, I'm just thrilled to be alive and doing what we're doing, truly. Samuel with Code, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. All right, Dan, thank you. I'm actually going to drop this prompt in. Focus ring. So Dan said that the bleed over of the outlined focus ring that appears when you click into the text box, input box. So when I click this, interesting. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Shub, no, I'm still using Codex. I'm just using Claude right now. Had to try it out. I think you get more usage with Codex, with the Pro plan. Nice, that's a lot better. This can probably be a little bit smaller, but yeah, let's fix this bleed. And then also, Linux Thing says that his browser has crashed out 5 times on him today. Brave must have pushed something funny to their beta branch. Drop a V in chat if you're vibing with us today. Well, shoot, I'm vibing, Linux. Let's go. Thanks, Linux. Something to remember is that Linux has been here since day one. He's always been helpful and respectful. Dan said that also the cards on the page are different widths. Yeah, like, Dan, I was thinking that it would look nice if this width here, we're gonna need to change this. Like, for example, this reference image is just too large right now. But like, it would be cool if this card, you know, if these cards were the same. But I'm still kind of waiting for this to finish here. J35 said to keep going, we all will make it at some point. Give this world a reason to remember you. Well said, J35. Let's go. I'm gonna drop that prompt. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, Watt, we're working on that right now. We're kind of still in development. We're in essentially an open beta, but we're going to be working on those. Coming up in this upcoming week, you guys are going to start to see a lot more content come out. Remember that, we're working pretty hard behind the scenes on that. So you guys can expect a lot on that coming soon. Fooled by Prime said, with what format did your AI make your style guides? Markdown, JSON, YAML, or my favorite XML? It's Markdown. I actually like this look better than what we had before, where the jobs were on top and then the input was down below. I think that the jobs being below actually kind of look a little bit better. All right, then this is one for Dan. Review the image and notice how the width of the describe your thumbnail, the prompting section, is different from the width of the thumbnails, like the job thumbnails below. Would you update the prompt section width to be the same width as these other cards? Majin, tech-wise, it's going to be this UGC content creation. So essentially what you guys are going to see over, the goal is to get it done in October. Essentially what we're going to do is, that looks way better. Shout out to Dan. That was actually, it was something that I was thinking, but then Dan honestly called it out as well. But just the width there looks a lot better. But, something to consider is that, we're going to build this UGC integration into it. As you guys can see here, this creator platform, Earn, is now going to be essentially a big part of ViewCreator. And what's nice is that right off the bat, we're going to be able to test and validate this functionality and how many people are interested in it, because we have two brands that I own and operate that are going to be able to come onto the platform as brands. It's ViewCreator and BridgeMind. As you guys know, the BridgeMind, essentially a vibe coding platform for people to learn how to vibe code. I'm going to have courses and whatnot over there, as people have stressed to me that they'd like to, basically, have courses and extra additional learning where they'd like to learn more about vibe coding in a course format. So I'm working on that. So that's going to be something that we're going to do, as well as ViewCreator, obviously. So we'll have those two brands, and then also there's some things in the pipeline that you guys don't know about yet. We'll, I'll talk about it more as it kind of starts to unfold. But there's a lot of good things coming, and yeah, this is going to be big, guys. The reference image section is, the height of it is a little bit, there's no reason for it to have that much height. It's taking up like a very large section, so make it smaller, please. All right, guys. I do have some plans with my family today, so I'm gonna call it early today on the stream. 3-hour stream today. I'm gonna finish up here, so I can go spend some time with my family this Sunday evening. But thanks for tuning in today, guys. Hope that you guys are having a good Sunday and enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are going to be grinding tomorrow. What's interesting is that most people, they take the weekends off, and we don't take the weekends off at BridgeMind. We grind through them because that's where you're able to get ahead. That's where you're able to, like, you know, for example, like I talked about yesterday on stream, is it's like, hey, there's nothing that I would rather be doing. There's no bar that I would want to go to. There's no friends that I would want to hang out with over this in what we're doing, and I'm just loving what we're doing. So, you know, my point with that is that this weekend we made huge progress, and most people take the weekend off. So you think about the progress that we made in the past 2 days, and you know, you put that into like the 9 to 5 concept that I was talking about. And the thing about, you know, 9 to 5 workers, they just get into this logic and this concept of working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, 40 hours a week max. And it's like, no, like for growth and to actually achieve your mission and to achieve your goals, you need to put in way more hours, and you need to work on the weekends, and you need to go the extra mile. And that's exactly what we're doing at BridgeMind. So thanks guys for tuning in today. Have a great